Welcome back. Today we're going to build some heavy-duty sawhorses and dress some 8x8 timbers. So I have these two portable sawhorses that I bought probably for $40 or something, but I needed to build something else. This is basically what I'm going to be building. It's actually, I sketched this up after I built it. I just sort of built it on the fly. It's based on a pretty simple design that is easily found, just about 3 or 4 2x4s cut up and put together in basically the same way. Difference here is I'm using 4x4s on the legs, and the cross members are a little bit bigger than normal 2x4s, so it will be heavy duty when it's all said and done. I did make the cross members 4 feet, which is a bit larger than the normal sawhorses, but because I'm going to be working with larger timbers, I just want the extra space, and I want to be able to work on more than one at one time. These are 4x4s that I cut from trees on the property last year. I think I tried to cut these out of a single 8x8, so basically just quartered the tree and got these 4x4s. But as you may know, that's not the best way to get 4x4s because the tension in the tree can tend to bend the 4x4s, and these trees on this property have a lot of tension in them because we're on a hill. So a lot of these were pretty curvy, so it's really just perfect lumber for what I'm doing, because the sawhorses don't need to be perfect; they just need to be flat, and they need to be able to support a lot of weight. So by using these 4x4s for the legs, that'll give me all the support that I need in the weight. And as you saw in the design, it'll have the cross strapping and the braces. And here I'm just shouldering off the 4x4s where they meet the main sawhorse, and just kind of rinse and repeat. Now you can see I'm starting to stack up pieces there in the back as I finish them. Yeah, this whole thing took me like an hour and a half maybe, once I got the wood over to the house site. But these will last 10 years if I want. Most of the wood, except for a couple of pieces of extra pressure treated I have, is the white oak that we have on the property. So there they are, and those are monsters. Those aren't going to go anywhere. They're going to support everything I need. So now I'm going to go get the beams that I'm going to be putting on those sawhorses. And these are 8x8s I cut, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago. And I cut them big, so they're like 8.5 by 8.5 roughly. So basically what I want to do now, since they've been outside, is I mean, they've been under cover, but they're still exposed to the elements. Just skin each side of it and get it down to its 8x8 dimension, and yeah, then we can take it over to the house. I've got 3 of these that I'm doing today, and then we'll start preparing to set up these posts in the basement. These will actually support the main beam that will run through each part of the house, and will be the support for the subfloor as well, obviously. Before I actually started trimming these down, I spent about an hour re-leveling the sawmill. So there's, I don't know, about 12 or so adjustable feet, I think 4 on each track, that you can adjust and keep the whole thing level. I actually haven't leveled it in quite some time. And there's been a lot of heavy lumber on here, and I'm certain I've nudged it once or twice with the tractor. So re-leveling it actually was out of level just a little bit on the end, so got that all leveled up. And that was the other nice thing about just sort of skinning these 8x8s, is you can sort of tell how level the blade is running across the log. So for the logs themselves, these 3 that are going in the basement are pine. And the ones that are going to go on the first floor will be either oak or hemlock. I've got both available to me on the property, and I'm actually going to be going after those trees here in the next probably 2 or 3 weeks. But it's going to be a little bit longer before I need those in the build process. And I was happy because I was able to get these logs, once they were dressed, almost inside the basement with the tractor. I can get the tractor right to where the sliding glass door will be, and just kind of sneak it in there with the grapple. And so I got all three of them at least perched in there, and you'll see I'll move them a little bit later. But now just putting the sawmill to bed, taking the tension off the blade, shutting off the water, and heading back to the house site where we have our big sawhorses. They say you should lift with your legs, not with your back. I don't know if that really applies here, but this is why you have heavy-duty sawhorses. And as you can see there, they are a little heavy. I think they're at least 60 pounds probably. But like I said, they're going to be exactly what I need because they're just not going to move when I need to have these heavy timbers on, or I'm going to be sawing on them and working on them. So you can see I just tipped this one over, and it's got complete structural integrity. I actually have a couple of leftover structural screws that are like 6 inches long. I might just add those to them just to give it a little bit more strength, kind of like a through tenon on the top of those legs there. This is another way to move the beam. So you have the extra scaffolding lying around here, and so I can just pretty deftly kind of get this stuff wherever I need it to be. Wheels and levers, wheels and levers. And this is just a fun side-by-side of the two sets of sawhorses. Yeah, the Cobalts are fine, but they don't do what I need for this larger work. But yeah, there you go. I think that's all for today. See you next time.